What's good, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I want to talk about standards because I feel like one thing that I've been learning on my journey is that the more you love yourself, the higher your standards are. Whenever I'm lacking in having high standards in certain areas of my life, it's usually an indication of a lack of self-love as well. And that usually does also then bleed into other areas. A lot of us don't believe that we are worthy of the best of the best. And so a lot of times what happens is we end up settling for subpar in so many different areas of our lives. So I'm going to share with you guys really the foundational things that you can start looking at to understand how, like, where are you lacking in self-love? How does what you're doing in these areas indicate how you feel about yourself? Because honestly, I do believe that once you start raising your standards in these three areas of your life starts to change drastically, and the things that you want out of it start to come to you with a lot more ease, and you really just start to feel more at peace within yourself. So the number one thing that we need to start raising our standards in is our food. Unfortunately, what we eat really does make a huge difference. I know nobody wants to talk about it, nobody wants to hear it. You can do all the inner work that you want, you can journal, you can work out, you can read all the books, but if you are not putting food in your body that's actually good for you, you're gonna be blocking a lot of your own energy, especially in America. Like, our food here is literally poison. A lot of our food is processed, it's filled with processed sugars and carbs, chemicals, pesticides, especially our fast food. It takes a more conscious effort to eat clean, whole, nutritious foods being here in America, but I'm telling you, once you start getting serious about your self-love journey, you'll start to see that your body, like, you deserve to be eating good foods. You deserve to be fit. Like, your body is like literally a temple, right? You deserve to be putting in it things that actually make you feel good. And 9 times out of 10, if you're eating all this processed food and all these foods that like are sprayed with chemicals, you're putting yourself in a position to not feel like the best version of yourself that you can be. And so before you worry about anything else in your life, you have to first look at your relationship with food. Cook as often as you can. Put on some really nice music. Make a thing out of it. Like, romanticize you cooking your meal. When you sit down with your food, express some kind of gratitude. I like to say like a prayer, like a thank you to all the hands that went into getting this food on my plate. The animals, if I'm eating protein, like the animals that are literally going into my body to give me energy. I know it sounds silly, but it's like, this is not like some simple shit. Not everybody has the privilege of having food in front of them every single day. So don't just take that for granted. You will not only be more energized and just feel better, but your vibration will literally rise because your standards for what you're putting into your body and how you're getting it into your body is a lot higher. And even outside of like an energetic standpoint, what you're putting into your body has a direct reflection on the way that you look and the way that you carry yourself. We get pushed products all the time. We get pushed all these skincare brands and all these different things that you can do to be beautiful. The number one thing that you can do to look good is to eat well. We're not like aiming for perfection. Nobody's perfect. I still am like very much on this journey of trying to eat clean, but I just try to practice the 80-20 rule where like 80% of the time I'm eating clean and healthy, but like maybe on the weekend I'll treat myself to something. Like this weekend I had a glass of wine, you know, but like for the most part, like make the foundation of what you're putting into your body good, and like get in the habit of figuring out how you can do that for yourself. The next thing that is super important to look at is people. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Who are you allowing to access your time and your energy? Because this is one thing that will really, really impact you, like more than we know. We are all so busy. We have so much going on. So when you're spending time with people, there needs to be some kind of value from those interactions. If you're surrounding yourself with people who are not aligned to your values and the things that are important to you, then that's gonna really be holding you back. You need to really truly be selective about who you're around. And I know that people don't wanna hear that. Some people will say that that's like narcissistic or whatever, but like, you really truly don't owe people your time. You don't owe people your energy. I used to be such a people pleaser. I used to be so bad about saying no to things. And, you know, especially like when you're at like a weird age of like your early 20s coming into your mid 20s, there may be a lot of people from your old life or like college or whatever that you're so used to spending time with, because when you're in school, that's just what you're used to. You hang out with people that are in your proximity. You know, for me, I went through a period where I was like, oh, everybody wants to drink. That's all everybody wants to do. There's nothing else that anyone wants to do. But it's like, no, you're just surrounding yourself with those kind of people. Like, there's always other people out there. There's always going to be people out there who are aligned more to your interests and what you're into and what you value. As we get older and as we go down this journey of, you know, doing inner work and all these things, it's really important that we also find people who have high standards for themselves and their lives as well, because that's going to inspire us to be better and to do better and to strive for more. If you're around people who are good with like subpar, you know, if you're around people who like settle in life and like that's what they're used to and that's what they think that life is about, and they have like a low ceiling for themselves, then chances are that's going to rub off on you. Or they're going to be trying to take your energy from you because they don't know how to do that work themselves. So when it comes to both friends and especially the people that you date, you need to be selective. You can't just be letting anyone and everybody up into your space and giving everybody your time, because if not, then you are wasting your own time. And this is especially true, and I'm just gonna touch on this very quickly. Hookup culture, I'm gonna make a separate video on this, but like we're not doing this anymore. I'm sorry, we're not. It's not working anymore, babe. If you're trying to raise your consciousness and if you're trying to, again, raise the standards for how people treat you, for what you want out of life, letting people access your body just because you're lonely or you're bored or you need a quick fix, it's not gonna work anymore. Again, we're shifting into a new era, and I think a lot of people are waking up to the fact that like, you are a divine being. Your body is literally a temple. Like, you deserve sacred and real, true connections, not empty, fake connections. Like, I'm gonna make a different video on this because it's a topic that I could talk about for a really long time, and I don't want to trigger too many people. I'm not judging if you do it, but it's just something that I think is really, really important to, like, food and who you allow to access your body are probably the two most important things that you raise your standards on, because it's going to shift your entire reality. Moving us to the next and the last thing that's super, super important to look at is, what are you consuming in terms of media? This is something that I've talked about quite a bit on my channel, but I want to talk about it some more because I think it's something that we often forget. A lot of what we're consuming on a day-to-day when it comes to music, media, social media especially, it has such a subconscious effect on the way that we think and see the world that a lot of times we don't even fully realize how much it's impacting us. So I'm urging you, if you haven't already, take a close look at what you're consuming day to day. Pay attention to the lyrics in the music that you are listening to. Okay, sorry guys, I don't usually do this, but I came inside because my camera keeps overheating outside and I really want to get my point across. As this kind of shift is happening and people are kind of becoming more conscious, you're gonna start to find that you may be a little bit more sensitive to what is being put out there. And that's because you're probably waking up a little bit. You're probably becoming a little bit more conscious and aware of what you're actually consuming. Again, not only with your food, but when it comes to media as well. So pay attention to how things are making you feel. If you're constantly listening to music that makes you sad, it's gonna be impacting you, and it's impacting the way that you feel about yourself. Pay attention to how much time you're spending consuming certain things, especially social media, and what you find yourself doing on those platforms. Are you comparing yourself to other women? Do you feel the need to go out and spend more money on yourself to feel more validated? Whatever it is that you're consuming, whether it be music, movies, TV shows, again, especially social media, it should be making you feel good. It should not be making you feel less than. It should not be making you feel weird or like down or sad. Raise your standards. Unfollow certain people if you have to. Be selective about what you're actually consuming, because especially social media, it's one of those things that is a very, very, very easy rabbit hole to fall down and to get trapped in. A lot of what is being put out there, especially for the Black community, unfortunately, is designed to make us feel inadequate. It's designed to make us operate from a place of fear subconsciously. And for a lot of women, it's also designed to make you feel like your only worth comes from your body and what men think of you. And so I'm telling you, the more you start becoming aware of these things and being somewhat selective about what you're allowing into your psyche, the more that you'll be able to really be cultivating a place of love. When it comes to all these things, you don't need to cut yourself off from the world. You don't need to go off the grid and go live on an island in order to protect your energy, I just think it's really, really important that you first become conscious of how all these different things are affecting you, your food, the people around you, the media, right? Be conscious, and eventually once your awareness starts growing, then you can start making decisions from a place of higher knowledge and true knowing. I feel like I've kind of dabbled into being serious about raising my standards, but now that I'm actually doing it, I'm oh shit. I'm oh my God. Looking back at some of the things that I would allow from other people, some of just even the way that I felt about myself and the world, it's no fucking wonder, because I was listening to fucking sad music all the time. I was drinking processed food, listening to sad music, watching sad movies. No wonder you feel like shit, because you're you literally are surrounding yourself with trash things. It's gonna affect you, right? So be conscious, be aware. Again, we're not aiming for perfection. Nobody's gonna be perfect, but what we can do is raise our awareness, take a look at what we can control, and try our best every single day. Again, how are you treating your body, your mind? Are you spending your time and your energy? And I promise you, when you do this, it will make the biggest difference in every area of your life. And again, you'll just feel very different. I'm kind of getting there myself. So hopefully this was helpful in some way. Again, I really, really apologize for the choppiness of this video and switching locations a lot with the heat and stuff, but we'll get it together soon. We're gonna be in a new location very, very soon. So we will have a set filming set up, but hopefully you guys still got the point. And yeah, I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. I want to thank Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. As you guys know, Squarespace is the one-stop shop for building an online presence. I use them myself for my website, and I absolutely love them. They have flexible website templates, online store features that make it super easy to sell physical or digital products. And they even have analytics features that help you see where your site visitors and your sales are coming from. So you guys can head to squarespace.com for your free trial with them. And once you're ready to launch, use my link in the description box for 10% off your first purchase.